Good evening and welcome. It's been a while. Y'all can say hello in the chat room if you like. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Suburban, thank you for messaging me and checking on me, sweetie. That was sweet of you. And Miss Tony, she's checked on me. And um, Miss Phyllis and Miss Mary. And trying to think of everybody else. Miss Idaho Garden Girl. I know it's been a while since I did a live stream. The last live stream I did, I marked it private last week when I got done because I was playing music. Yeah. Hi, Linda Lou. How are you, sweetie? How's the weather where you're at? Miss Tony, I got the blanket here and I got the hat here. I've been wearing the hat. I'm not much of a hat person nowadays, getting too old. Oh, I guess we're going to get some more storms. Hi, Joey, and everybody at Linda's. I think Miss Mary's trying to she's got a little while left at work. So, and Miss Phyllis is doing okay, everybody. She's taking care of her husband. They let him come home. So she's having to deal with all of that, which is a big job. But it's just you and Joey, and he said hello. Well, I love him too. And hello to the ones that are sitting out there on the side that haven't spoke yet. Good evening to y'all. I pray everybody's doing well. I don't know much about what to talk about because everybody's talking about this, that, and one thing and another, and we already know the world's going to crap in a handbasket. So, it's already depressing in itself. So let's talk about something. Cheer us up. Want to talk about food? That's what Sydney told me I could talk about is food. Because we always end up on the food subject. Soaking your aching feet. Yeah, I know how that feels, Suburban. I was helping a friend of mine in their restaurant a couple of days a week, and man, when you don't realize how out of shape you are until you go to doing something. But I got through it. I had to come home and get a bucket of hot water and sit and soak my feet and some of that Himalayan Epsom salt is what it was. Just trying to think of the name. Good gravy. We can always talk about food. I know we always do talk about food. Well, on that note, I finally got chicken and dumplings. I hear you, Linda. Sydney had me fix her a chicken casserole the other night. So she had that for 2 nights. Myself, I've been having to eat soft foods and pureed, or not really pureed food, but just really soft food. Pureed food just sounds like I've been eating baby food. And protein shakes and stuff. So until I can get the dental work and stuff done that I need to get done. Well, hi, Rare Bond, and welcome. Thank you for stopping in. How have you been? I pray you and your family are doing well. Hi, Beverly, sweetie. How are you doing? I pray you're doing better and feeling better. The baby, the sweet potatoes and the carrots really miss. Well, I mean, they are good, but I haven't ate them since I fed them to the kids. And mostly I just bake a potato and mash it up good and feed it to the kids instead of buying it. And the same thing with carrots. I just mash them up. Fresh carrots, you just take them and boil them real good and soft and soften them up for the kids. It's healthier, it's better. It doesn't have all that stuff, the preservatives and stuff in it. But who else we got out there? I'm glad y'all stopped in to see me tonight. I tried to post it early enough. And Suburban, I'm sorry if you misunderstood it yesterday. I seen your message back up here. You thought it was going to start yesterday, but it was actually set for Friday. I took my bicycle out for a ride today. Try to get me some leg exercise. Oh yeah, I got to get that wood pile stocked up. I got a neighbor, a guy that lives around the corner over here. He lives in an old trailer, and he's got wood stove heat in his. And I'm gonna tell you what, that man keeps that yard of his packed with cut wood every year, and I do mean packed. And then now he's got another neighbor down the same side street that they cut down trees, and he's been sitting up there for the last 2 weeks splitting wood and stacking it. Gotta have it. Well, hi, JH. How are you, sweetie? Thank you for stopping in. I know it's Friday night and you and your husband are probably out taking care of stuff. Y'all don't get mad at me, but I got my light bill today. Um, I had a couple of dollars credited towards my light bill prior to me getting it, so they deducted it. My light bill for last month was only 70 something dollars. So I owe the light company $26 and some change. I'm doing good. I took the bicycle out for a ride around the area today, JH, and stuff. So just to hang out, just get a little leg exercise. Try to get that right knee back to functioning right. Although the kids ran out in front of me, almost made me wipe out. So that wasn't cool. They said Texas was getting some rain and some rain moving over into where was it? Ryan Hall was just talking about it. I was listening to him before I came on here. Um, that's good, Beverly. Another $800 bill. Good gravy. Y'all need to be unplugging stuff, I'm telling you. Because that's what I do is if we're not using it, it's unplugged. Because even if it's still plugged in the outlet, it's still pulling the current through it. My kids has gotten in the habit to where the oldest one that just got married, she said she still unplugs her microwave and everything at her house, And I said, well, good, because it does save a lot. 800, yeah, $800. That's a, you better be running a lot for a bill like that. But oh wait, let's see. That's Texas. So yeah. But y'all have had to do some more construction right? The two before that were 1,000. What the smack doodles, girl? Y'all better turn that pool off in that backyard. Is what you better do. Shut that pool down. Yeah, fan's nice. I got the light bill and I saw that it had a $50 credit. So they took that $50 off of it. And they told me my portion was $26 and some change. I was like, well, I guess you'll just take it out of what I just deposited on my light bill. So technically I'm already paid it. So geez, that's bull crap for a light bill that much. That is way too much. Way too much. I know a lot of people are glad that they live in an apartment, the ones that do live in an apartment, because a lot of the apartments, their water and trash is furnished, so they don't have to pay that water bill. And it's not the water bill so much as it is what they charge you for sewage, because sewage is 3 to 4 times higher than your water bill itself, which is totally ridiculous. And then we get a bill in the mail 4 times a year. Yeah, it's 4 times a year we get a bill in the mail to pay $15 for landfill fees. So, which before we used to pay $3 on our light bill to go towards the landfill fee, but now they changed it all a few years ago. In the winter, our light bill gets pretty high. Well, yeah, if you're heating with gas, what are you going to do if the gas shortage happens and you guys ain't got gas? Have you got a plan for that? Because you need to plan for power outages and you need to plan for gas outages. Please, y'all have some kind of plan backed up. Just some kind of plan. Even if you got to get the clay pots. Well, hey, Miss Phyllis, sweetie. I told everybody you got Gerald home and that he's doing okay, but you got your hands full. Haven't had heat on yet. I had to turn ours on Beverly last week because we got down to like the low 20s, maybe, or not the low 20s, but we got down to the low 30s, and some places here in Tennessee dropped down into the 20s. So when I woke up, it was like 65 degrees in here. So I turned the heat on long enough to take the chill off, and then I turned it right back off. But what's saying here? Well, that's only if Tony, in some cases, yes, having a gas stove is good if the electric goes out. But what I'm saying though is with everybody calling for the shortage of diesel, if if the diesel does by some chance put a screeching halt over here on this East Coast, because that's where they're claiming most of it's going to be at, is over here on the East Coast. So um, then you also have to expect them to flip them a little fiber optics that they have running for your natural gas, your internet, your water, your smart meters for your homes and all that stuff. So you have to think outside the box, and we all can't be prepared for everything, but we can be as prepared as the best we can. you know That's why I said, some of the clay flower pots are good to have and put a candle in it and then put another clay pot over the top of it. At least you can heat something up and you have a little bit of a heat source. You can put it like in one room with candles burning in it and stuff. So if you have nothing else. But if you have other things that you can use, because some people have solar, some people don't. Uh, Solar can get expensive to try and buy one of them little solar generators or something like that to run something. So, and just prepare cooking on a gas stove, then an electric stove. Oh yeah, it's a lot different cooking on gas than it is electric. They might, Beverly. Some okay, so like we know one of the ladies in the chat room lives in a 50 older building. Um and Make sure I get the right city. Um Maine. And on top of their building that they built for them, they have the solar panels. So I would say, yeah, they got a backup generator. And probably where you're at as well, they would probably have they could have a backup generator, um, for those reasons, exactly for the oxygen, people that are on oxygen. Um, you have gas at your apartment? Yeah, I've cooked on gas. My grills were gas. Now I got a Coleman cooking stove, so with the little bottles of propane, a couple bottles of those, so I can still cook. But I also have the clay flower pots that I was talking about, in case I need those. And nothing else, I'll get the boys in the neighborhood to go get a bunch of center blocks from the construction site, and we'll just build center, a big old stove out here, and the women can bring some racks out here, and you know. And then I can listen to the girl at the office complain. I'll be like, girl, we're cooking this food. We ain't wasting it. We ain't wasting it. I'd have a big old grill set up out there for them, teach them how to cook. I don't know how many of them would join in. I mean, there might be a few of them that'd be like, oh, Miss Kim, you did great. Girl, we're going to cook right here with you. Because you build it just right. You can bake bread and everything in it. You can do it all. So if you know what you're doing, and take the racks out of the oven and put out there to use. Yeah. Because it's only going to be temporary anyway, right? Eventually they get the lights back on, hopefully. So what have y'all been doing today? Anything good? Who fixed what for supper? Sydney had a firehouse sub because she's been craving one for over a week. And I had potato soup, is what I had. I got a craving for some of those crab ragoons, but I can't eat them. You took a nap? Well, I felt like I was going to take a nap, but I didn't take a nap. I think I got to go back up to the restaurant Monday and Tuesday and help them up there. I know, right? Rain makes me sleepy too. What's that? The Phyllis? Wow, 11 people? I know. I know. That's what it says, 11. Rare Bond, thank you for stopping in. I know you said you just got home from work. Stuffed green peppers with beef, and tomato sauce. That sounds good. Except peppers give me a heartburn. I love them. I love to put them in a lot of different things. And a stuffed bell pepper does sound good. Did you put right? You didn't put rice in it, Tony. Beverly made gluten-free noodles and had Paul Newman tomato sauce with basil. Good old Paul Newman. I picked up a hamburger helper mix. Howard's Garden Girl. She may stop in. She's probably getting her chickens in and stuff like that. So she may still pop in, Phyllis. She hasn't popped in yet, but I'm gonna assume she's doing well. Um, yeah, I know they're different. Yeah, I like all of them though. I just don't like jalapeno peppers. I can't do jalapeno peppers. Yeah, it's dark here already too. It's funny how some parts of the East Coast gets darker quicker than other parts, and we're on different time zones. Next week we move the clock. I thought we already did. I bet on them peppers. I bet sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're good, but they're rough on the body. Yeah. Phyllis said it gets dark 6 where she's at. Well, it's already dark here. Y'all seen that the Knight Rider 2000 movie with Michael Knight? You remember the Knight Rider, the movie, The Knight Rider? I was sitting here, I had it on episodes of it, and I was like, they were talking about, they were showing us these new advanced cars that they had way back then. And we thought James Bond 007 had some bad car. Uh-uh. Kit Kit was more advanced than those ones in the 007 movies. Spring forward, fall back. I thought I done fell back. I didn't need to fall back no more. you know. Well, y'all 13 people pop on in the chat room and say hello. Everybody's welcome. As long as everybody be respectful. That's all. All my friends and family is welcome. What Beverly say? I can't eat anything with skin like peppers. Oh, don't like it dark sooner. I know, Phyllis. I don't like it because it gets dark sooner too. The General Lee is more my style. Yeah, yeah. I like the General Lee. I was talking to somebody earlier about the 67 Chevy Impala that I had, and it had a 283 in it. And it was a stick shift. And I hit a pothole or something and lost control of it. And it flipped and rolled and went through 3 yards and landed upright up against a house. So I walked away from it. I had some few minor hurts and stuff, and the car wasn't too bad damaged, believe it or not. and neither was the house. So that's always a blessing. Nobody got seriously hurt. But we ended up taking that car to a friend of ours to a shop, and I went over there and hand stripped it down, and we beat and banged everything out and primered it and got it all set up and ready. And we took that 283 out of it, put a 396 with a turbo in it. I said, next time I flip and roll it or hit a house, maybe I'll just go right on through it. But I wasn't really trying to do that, but it did happen. But I loved it because I loved the hot rod back in the day when I was younger. I don't like time change either. It's stupid. I think we all should be on the same time. Yeah, I'm glad I was okay too. That's when the older cars though like that, they're a lot more sturdier than these new ones with these cheap little fiberglass plastic bodies that they got on them. You just bump up against them and you put a dent in it, or cracked it or something. But I think some country or some states have already done that, Beverly, about not changing the time in their areas. Yes, ma'am. Suburban when they were made out of metals. Mhm. I was talking to somebody else about that earlier today when I was out here bike riding. Well, as a matter of fact, the lady over here that was having issue with her car and her battery. But some of the boys around here helped her get it fixed and stuff. So, um, but yeah, that's when cars were cars. They could take a licking and keep on ticking. Nowadays, you hit these cars and they just and the airbags are being deployed and everything else because they got these sensors all over them and stuff. So, and the airbags do more damage than anything because that's what happened to me last July, and that when I got T-boned. I don't think if it hadn't been for the airbag, I probably would have been all right. But Miss Kim 192. Oh my goodness, Phyllis. Seriously? That's a big jump compared to what you said yesterday by like $172. Good gravy. Is that both of y'all's though? Now, if that's for both of y'all's, I could probably understand. Oh, okay. I can understand about that much for both of y'all's. That's crazy though. On top of everything else. So what's everybody getting into this weekend? I think we're gonna get rain move up this way, is what they're saying here. I see some of the barges that they had that did get through the Mississippi and down to Cumberland. Um, they've got them sitting on the side because they're empty payloads. There's nothing in them. Um, I was looking at our river, the Cumberland River, and looking to see how low it was today when I went down Riverside Drive, and She's looking pretty rough. Um, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, Tony, that's a good idea. Oh, that's not your meds. That's just his meds. Holy smokes. That's not good, Phil. I think that Go-Go Grandparents is a great. Oh, and Tony's ready to get rid of her vehicle when she moves. Yeah, the drivers are crazy. I'm gonna tell you, I was watching them today, boy. We There was a car in front of me, and I thought they were just, pee poking along, just going real slow. But I stayed behind them irregardless, and then we were approaching a red light, and the car in front of me was slowing down to stop, because there was other cars, and there was this car in this right hand lane, all of a sudden just cut right in front of the car in front of me, and just cut itself over into the turning lane. And I'm like, holy swipper snappers, what just happened here? The dash cam's catching everything. And then not even 2 seconds later, another car from the right just comes and cuts right in front of that person again in front of me. I'm like, okay, I'm glad they're staying back and being cautious, because I'm staying back from them being cautious. I just hope the people behind me are being cautious. Because people are just gone uh, bat crap crazy when it comes to driving and stuff. They don't care, and they tell you it's against the law to be, text messaging and all this stuff while you're driving, but yet you see the cops doing it. You see people all the time doing it, trying to drive and text. It's crazy. There's Idaho. See, Phyllis, I told you she'd be in here. She was probably outside taking care of them babies. How you doing, Miss Stephanie? I hope you're doing well. I don't know if I got the time zones right on the down here when I put it in here. My live stream for tonight, the Central Time, Mountain Time, Eastern Time, Pacific Time, UK time. But I tried. I tried. I tried to include it all so everybody would know about what time I was going to go live, because everybody's on different time zones. Been out picking peppers. How many peck of pickled peppers did Miss Stephanie pick? That's that Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper tongue twisters. God, you remember doing those? Oh man. Sally sold seashells by the seashore. How many shells did Shelley sell at the seashore? I don't think that was the right way to put it, but it's the best I can remember right now. Did you get the chickens put to bed, Miss Idaho? Phyllis, you should check with goodrx.com. They offer big discounts on medicine. Tony, yeah, you're right. They do. As long as they, a lot of areas um, do accept it. Got one more batch to pick, Miss Stephanie said. Oh, and then she has to feed the chickens and put them in bed. Well, I'm going to try to hang out here for a little while, so you know, kids today would be no idea. What? Yeah, I know, Beverly. They would not. They would not. I taught my granddaughters this song um, that I learned back long ago. Y'all might get a kick out of it. Some of you may even some may know it. I don't know. It's called Magalina Hagalina Ukataka Wakataka. Okum Mokum Pokum was her name. Now to get that's a long name, a very long name. I don't have many peppers as in the past. Well, but if you got some, you're doing good. Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah. Well, the weather's changing, and I think it's supposed to get colder this next week, maybe around your area in some parts of the Central Plains and stuff up there. So those are your copays. That's some messed up copays, Phyllis. Mm. Yes, suburban. Yes, yes. I was gonna sing it to y'all. It's Magalina Hagalina Ukataka Wakataka Okamokum Pokum was her name. She had two eyes in the middle of her head. One was green, the other was red. Magalina Hagalina Ukataka Wakataka Okamokum Pokum was her name. She had 10 hairs in the middle of her head. Four was alive, the other six was dead. Magalina, Hagalina, Ukataka, Wakataka, Okamokum, Pokum was her name. She had two teeth in the middle of her mouth. One pointed north, the other pointed south. Magalina, Hagalina, Ukataka, Wakataka, Okamokum, Pokum was her name. She had 2 feet like bathroom mats. Everybody asked how they got like that. Magalina, Hagalina, Ukataka, Wakataka, Okamokum Pokum was her name. A 10-ton truck hit Magalina. The poor old guy had to buy a new machine. Magalina, Hagalina, Ukataka, Wakataka, Okamokum Pokum was her name. That, oh, goodness. That was pretty messed up when the guy hit her. He had to buy a new machine. But it was a fun old song to learn in school. And Puff the Magic Dragon that lived by the sea. And it's been years since I sang that song. It's when the girls were little. I guess my singing scared everybody off, y'all. We went from 13 to 8. Oh, well. I never sang for a living. If y'all want a link to the chat, I can put a couple of y'all up here if y'all want to come up. Just say the word. I'll either drop it in the chat room or send it to you in the email. Tony, that necklace that you sent, this one right here, it goes good with this one right here that my daughters got me a couple of years ago for my birthday. It also has my birthstone in it. I want to thank you very much for that. That was really sweet of you. I had them both on, but I had to take them off. Really? Well, you're not doing a very good job if you're trying to be incognito. I don't know why anybody would got to go in hiding. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, oh yeah. But how's that song go? Give them something to talk about. I can't remember the words to it. I had a brain cramp. That's sad. That's sad. I tried downloading some more music too, doing it for my intro over here. But I think it's music that I got to download to like a video to do for an intro. So I'll have to go to the studio and see if I can figure that out. I'm gonna tell you what, young adults today, in their 20s and 30s, in their 20, on up in their 20s and in their 30s, they cannot do math, basic math in their head. They can't. They can't count you the right change back. That's sad. It's very, very sad. But who's cooking a cake tonight? Who's cooking pies? Oh, Mary's not here. She's at work. I'm not cooking no cake tonight. But an apple fritter does sound good. Use some croissant rolls and some apple pie filling. Hmm. Mary's at work. She's at work. She had to work today. She still wasn't feeling that good, but she went on into work. She messaged me standing outside, hesitating whether to go in. I told her, bless her heart. She may join us here in a little bit. It's almost 8 o'clock, her time. So that's if I can keep it enough people on here to stay on here. I was thinking yesterday, for some reason, all day yesterday, I was thinking yesterday was Friday. And Sydney got in the car and busted my bubble. And because I was going to do a live stream last night and thought, well, I'd have a couple hours, get on YouTube, go on there live. And Sydney's like, Mom, it's Thursday. And I'm like, no, it's Friday. Me and her argued. And then I looked at the cell phone and it said, no, it's Thursday. So, yeah. But it's good to know that everybody's doing okay. And I really appreciate all of y'all that have stopped in and said hello. And for all of y'all that have sent me emails to check on me and text messages to check on me to see if I was okay and stuff. Doing okay, just making some changes and trying to do a few other things. I don't know if Linda's still here or not. She may have popped out or lost the internet or I don't know. It's hard telling. I've missed everybody. In the summertime, it's pretty easy, to do live streams. You got more time. But then when the school starts back and um, you know, and then me helping a friend out at their place a couple of days a week, it's kind of threw me off track. But it's good though. It's you know, no, I did not show nobody that yet, Tony. No, as a matter of fact, Sydney's kidnapped it and took it to the room. But give me just a minute, I'll be right back with it. Unless Sydney shared it, I don't know. Where's my Grinch? Y'all, oh, what does Miss Stephanie say here? Uh, what, oh, I hear you, Tony. I don't know what they're teaching in school, Miss Kim, but everybody has a calculator on their phones nowadays. I know, Idaho. They do. But you know what? They still cannot do basic adding and subtracting in their head. They just cannot do it. They cannot. Beverly says she watch them race horses. Okay. Sydney wanted me to show you what she got at the game room. What did you say the name was? Okay. This is she got this from the crate. This is Jerry, and this is Bob. She got them from the game room out of the crane machine. Her and Caleb, when I took them out to the game room to play, they was over there using their cards to win these stuffed animals. So, and then the other day, somebody told me that they sent me this little guy to go with the shirt that I had my daughter Linda made. Oh, wait, he's turned around. It's the Grinch. I'm the Grinch. I'm the Grinch. I'm going to take them little Who's. I'm going to get down there into Whoville and I'm going to take all of their presents from them. Yes, I am. Christmas humbug. That's what they get for hurting me when I was a child. Oh, the dilemma I went through. So she said this reminded her of my shirt. It said YouTube drama with the Grinch. Hi, Ark Wildman. How are you? Thank you, sir, for stopping in and saying hello. Yes, I set them over there. So, Miss Tony, thank you for the Grinch. Ark, you been doing okay, sir? Getting the rest of your medicines made up there? Ain't nothing better than them homemade remedies and stuff to get you over being sick. That's for sure. I'm glad you're doing well. I didn't get a chance to get over there lately. I've been busy. I've been helping a friend out at a restaurant, so trying to help them get it back into business, back into drawing in more customers, I guess you could say. So hopefully it'll work out. I don't know. It's like I told them, times are getting hard. A lot of people are, you know, there's still a lot of people that go out and eat, but they don't go out and eat like they used to. All right, Suburban, I love you. And thank you for stopping in, sweetie. I appreciate it so much. Maybe I can try to bring myself to do another live stream over the weekend or something, or do a live walk and talk or something. Um, I was thinking about doing a drive and showing all the apartment units. Holy smokes, man. And now, mind you, this area that I'm in, is to best of my knowledge, um, we are nothing called, like, I don't know if I want to say it or not. We're not a sanctuary city. Okay. I'm just going to put it like that. Yeah, it is a treat to get. Yeah, but Little Caesars, $5, $6 pizzas. Those are pretty good little pizzas for that price. But you have to go pick them up. Just go to Little Caesars. Little Caesars has the cheapest pizzas around, even in other cities and states, if they have a Little Caesars. But all these apartment units that's going up, I've been thinking about doing a video on, within a certain mile radius, of all these 3-story micro apartments that they're building. And man, are they building them. And then we also have the Google plant database center that they built out here. And then we have whatever the company is called. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's for uh, the new electric, the batteries for the electric cars. Um, they took a bunch of the farmland and stuff, and I was going to videotape that where they're building that out there, and then they're going to take some more farmland and add to it and extend it even more, to build more batteries for these new electric cars. And then they have another big corporate place is coming in here and stuff. And I'm not big and thrilled about all the stuff that they're doing here, um, in our town, because that's just gonna destroy the land. It's gonna destroy the land. And there was nothing wrong with that farmland, nothing at all, except for the fact that these kids that inherited these farmlands and stuff from their families, they don't want to deal with the taxes. They don't want to deal with doing anything with it. So what do? They let the city or people come in here and just buy the stuff up, and then it jacks everything up. And yeah, they're going to be expensive, Beverly. $3,500 for one. Yeah, 35,000. It's a lot of money. I know they are. It is heartbreaking. And it just tears me up every time I take a ride out in the country and I see something different. And I'm just like, where did that come from? Why? Why? I mean, all up and down through here, they're building these apartments, and they're micro apartments. They're small. They're not even 1,000 square feet. A 3 bedroom is not even 1,000 square feet. It's 900 and less. So you imagine what the bedrooms are going to look like. You're not going to be able to put but a small bed in there. And you got tiny closets, you know, and they want ridiculous prices for them. Ridiculous prices. They start at $1,200, $1,300 and go up to over 2,000. Some is over 2,000. What they call I call them all apartments because that's what they are. It's apartments. I don't care if they got an upstairs or a downstairs. It's still apartment. But they call them townhouses and condominiums and yada yada yada. But to me, they ain't nothing but a bunch of micro apartments with a bunch of small, with more advanced stuff in it now. So watch what you're getting yourself into. So Beverly, that's if anything ever gets right again. We can keep praying. I know God's shaking and He's moving, and a lot of things are being exposed and talked about and stuff. But until we actually see the fall of the empire collapse and people physically being taken into custody and knowing that they are going to stand long term, um, you know, pay long term consequences for their actions and get defunded and put that money that they raped and pillared and stole from everybody and put it back into the hands of the people, you know, where it should have been all along, instead of for all this bull crap that they're saying. Because they're talking about money for infrastructure. What infrastructure? Because look at the roads, look at the highways and stuff. What infrastructure are you working on? What do y'all consider as infrastructure? You know, because there's a lot of different types of infrastructure. And for the certain group of people, it's, well, we got this contractor going to do this. And so the stuff just gets funneled through, from one hand to the other. And um, I'll tell you, I would not like to be in a lot of other people's shoes, because when the Lord smites you for all your wrongdoings, ooh, that raft is going to be horrific. And I would just soon be gone gone when that day comes. I mean, so um, I stand strong in the faith, and without faith and works, I would have nothing. You'll have to do the rest tomorrow. Bless your heart. Are you getting too cold? Yeah, that's part of the infrastructure too. Yeah. And from what I understand, cold and dark. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. Um, from what I understand, they switched everything on for that. What do they call it? Harp. Yeah, and stuff. They switched it on in one place and then switched it on, and then the whole global system, like everybody switched it on. Not sure what the temperature is here. It was in the 60s earlier today, I think it got. But this morning when I woke up, it was down in the 40s. Sydney, I can hear your music in here, honey. Let me see what it says it's going to be. It looks like we're supposed to get down in the 40s tonight. Yeah, we're going to be in the 40s tonight and the 70s tomorrow, and then back down into the 50s at night. So, are y'all ready to go play trick or treat Halloween? I just go buy Sydney candy and give it to her. You'll just continue tomorrow. Well, I'm glad you had a good time the last time you came up on the live stream and I was playing that music and you just got up and just got to dancing around. Oh, down in the 20s and low. Oh, yeah, that's chilly. That's chilly. So, yeah, Beverly, I hear you. My apartment stays pretty much around the 70s. So, and that's with everything off until the mid afternoon and evening sun gets over here on the back deck, and then it'll kind of warm up in here a little bit. But I can't do the steps either, so I'm on the bottom floor. Oh, some grape jam. That sounds good, Idaho. Well, I guess mm, yeah, because they get the morning sun on the other side of the apartment, and then I get the late afternoon and the evening sun here. But I couldn't believe my light bill was as cheap as it was. But yeah, like I said, things that I don't use, so I do unplug them, and it does make a difference if you're not using stuff. Even if you have stuff in the surge boxes and stuff, if you're not using everything that's plugged in it, unplug it, you know, just from the surge box. Then with some high light bills I saw, mm, that was crazy. JH talking about the light bill being that high. I imagine probably ICU. I bet you her light bill because of the equipment and stuff that she has to run and stuff at her house. I'm sure her light bill was expensive as well. Mm, around 70 tomorrow. That ain't too bad. It's not too bad in the 70s, as long as you don't got like heavy winds blowing. Oh, that's good, Beverly. Well, where did Phyllis and them go? Where did everybody go? Y'all stop talking in the chat room. Y'all left me hanging. Idaho says, I'm here. Oh no, I'm just picking at y'all. Y'all are fine. Y'all do what you got to do. I can sit here and make up something. Sydney's back here listening to music. I can hear her music plumbing here. She must have left the door open. I was talking about the Knight Rider 2000 from the movie Knight Rider. I'll put it on them episodes to watch them old episodes. She give up on the peppers for the night, Tony. She said she's done. Bless her heart. She got enough of them. She had a bunch of pepper plants out there in them raised beds and in her pots. Well, anybody want to come up on the panel? Y'all going to use an excuse not to come up on the panel? Oh, I was like, I had to raise up so I could see what was being said there. Oh, Miss Stephanie, I ain't playing no music tonight now. YouTube got mad at me. They didn't give me a strike. They just told me it was a copyright thing. So, wait a minute. It's been so long since I've done this, I forgot how to do it. A couple of y'all come on up here. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Come on over to the meters and sit and chat for a minute. I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, well, that's your choice if you choose to do so. I'm not twisting nobody's arm or forcing nobody to do nothing. Wonder what kind of peppers but she's getting in them hot peppers. I know she will. Oh, you're fine, Phyllis. I just dropped the link in the chat room, and if y'all want to stop up here and say hello or whatever, or talk a minute. Just snag the link there in the chat room and come on. I'm just chilling. Who do we got? Oh, we got Miss Stephanie. Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm kind of a mess, but because I've just been outside and everything. But anyway, I'm here and just happy to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, you're welcome.
Glad
It's
you
a pleasure.
Once you've been stopped. Oh, I hear you, Tony. It's fine, honey. It's fine. Y'all can snag it for later or whatever. Oh, Miss Tony says she loves your hair, Miss Stephanie.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
she got
you.
pretty hair.
Oh, thank you. I have to. Oh, my battery is low. I have to plug the phone in.
Uh-oh.
There, I plugged it in. Hopefully that'll work. Thank
Yeah,
you,
I don't got
Tony.
no. I don't got no music playing tonight for us to sit here and listen to.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I just, just was gonna join in and say hi. Um, I stopped. I used to have short hair, like right, short hair, like about like this, and
Yeah.
I think it looked really cute. But then, shortly, a couple of years after I retired, I was like, you know what? I am spending a lot of money getting my hair cut, and I have to cut back. I
Yeah.
gotta make sure my budget works for me. So I began to let my hair grow out. And then I think the very last time I had a haircut was in 2016. So here it is. It, it goes, I mean,
It's grown a
seriously,
lot.
yeah,
It's grown a
seriously,
lot.
when I unbraid it, I can almost sit on it. But I've been thinking lately that I would like to get it cut again. I don't know.
Probably needs a couple inches on the ends trimmed,
Yeah, maybe.
Beverly, you be careful if you go walk into any Walgreens and stuff like that. And Tony, I know what you mean about what you said in the chat room and stuff. It is awful to feel like you are being stalked or know that you are being stalked. It's not good. It's not good.
Oh, I see. I just checked the comments and Phyllis said hello. So I'm
Yeah,
just
she
saying, yeah, I'm saying hello back.
yeah,
I'm on my,
I can trim a few inches off of my hair down here, and it doesn't take it long. It grows back, but it gets thinner each time it grows back.
right.
I've noticed that. So I need to get something to kind of thicken it up. So what peppers did you get in today?
Oh, let's see. I got some was it a purple cayenne? And I got something called the bishop's hat,
Hmm.
which is looks sort of like a habanero, and but it's not supposed to be hot.
Oh,
And let's see, what else did I get? Oh, I got one called the Peppa Peach, and I read online that it's sort of like a peppadew, and that they pickle those. I don't know. Do you guys get? I've never seen them in stores, but do you guys get peppadew peaches or peppadew peppers in a jar in the pickle section?
I don't. I don't buy peppers, so
Oh,
about the hottest, about the only peppers I get is like the bell peppers, the
oh,
red, green, and yellow bell peppers. I don't because I don't do no hot peppers.
yeah.
I
Okay.
can't eat them.
Well, I
Um,
got I got so many seeds from so many different companies, and they they're just very interesting. Some of them grow with what they call corking, and it is
uh-huh.
like a netting of brown netting around the outside of the pepper. It just is part of the skin. And I haven't tasted them, so I've got all these different peppers, and I haven't even tasted them yet. So
Wow.
that's gonna be fun.
It should be interesting. Yeah, you should do your little video clip on
Yeah, well, I could do that. I picked the
them.
purple UFO pepper. I picked that, and then I picked the Dracula pepper, and
Mm,
that I put a video of that particular plant in my YouTube video, and it's like has the leaves and the stems of the plant are so dark purple that they look black. And when the peppers
Yeah.
first develop, they are shiny black. But they're actually purple.
Oh, wow.
It's just that they're so dark that they look black.
Mhm.
And then when the pepper
Yeah.
ripens, the pepper is blood red. So you've got this black black foliage and then a blood red pepper. And so I don't know, they call it Dracula. So anyway,
Yeah.
and it's
Interesting.
supposedly a little bit hot. So I'm a little hesitant because I used to eat super hot peppers and it didn't bother me. And then I don't know, like 10 years ago, I was like, you know what? I think I'm done eating hot peppers. Now I don't eat very many. I like them in salsa.
Right.
I like a little bit of heat in salsa. So, you chop up a couple of jalapenos or something and put it in the salsa. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
But I enjoy growing the peppers. I think, I just didn't get them planted out in the garden early enough, because there were some that didn't get any peppers whatsoever on them. And so
Yeah.
that was disappointing. But
No, I'm sorry.
well, there's always next year.
I guess my daughter didn't hear me. So instead of yelling at her, I was asking her to come cover the birds, please. I thought she did it over an hour ago, but they're still uncovered over here.
Oh,
They're being They're being quiet. They're normally sleeping right now, but she hasn't covered them up. Well, where did everybody go in the chat room? Ah,
I don't know. I can't unless I
they're here 1 minute and then they get quiet. They get
right
quiet.
unless I click on this thing that says chat, I can't see the comments.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
I click on that button that says chat, then the picture goes away.
Yeah. I know Beverly was saying that a street was busy, but it's pretty much a straight shot to the Walgreens from where she's at. Just tell you be careful getting out there walking and stuff.
Yeah.
People drive crazy anymore. I'm telling you, they're just all over the place, doing all kind of stupid stuff. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing a video of all these apartment complexes that they're building up around here. Geez, I have never seen so many in all my days, and I'm just like dumbfounded. And at the prices they want.
What are the prices?
For a 1-bedroom, you're looking probably anywhere $1,200 to $1,300, and they're just little micro apartments. They're a 3-bedroom apartment, not here where I'm at, but the newer ones that are going up, they're a lot smaller. They're not even 900 square feet.
That's terrible. That's
You
terrible. $1,200 a month? That's horrible. Who has that kind of money?
That's for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, who
It
has
goes
that kind
up.
of money?
It goes up in price depending on where it is that you're moving to and who owns it. You can pay $2,000 a month for an apartment.
That's terrible.
And the sad thing is like I said, these newer apartments that are going up are a lot smaller. This apartment that I'm in, it's almost like 1,200 square feet. And it's a 3-bedroom and it has 2 bathrooms. But the other apartments that are going up, they are small. They're
Wow.
small. So you're going to be lucky, like in your master bedroom, you'll be lucky if you could put like a full-size bed, not a queen or a king, but a full-size bed.
Wow.
And maybe an upright dresser, but you're not going to be able to have room for the long dresser,
Oh, wow.
you know. So, yeah, you're not going to have much when you know. And this apartment of mine, it's even though I got rid of a bunch of stuff before I moved here, sold a bunch of stuff in yard sales and gave stuff away to different organizations. I still had more than enough stuff to put in here. And then over the years I've been here, I've accumulated more stuff. So I'm just like, no, put them in bed, please.
Let me say good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night, lady. But yeah, it's just it's not enough room. It's not enough room. So if you are fortunate enough to live in a house, you know, or own a house, be thankful. Be
I
thankful.
am. Yeah, I bought my house a while ago. And I
Because
sometimes think I should move to a different house, but I don't want to think about moving.
yeah, that's a job in itself. And, you know, I know there's some people that live in retirement communities and stuff, you know, 50 older in buildings and stuff. And some that live in townhouses in other states and stuff. And I say the rent's high here, but in some of these other states, the rent's even higher, you
Right.
know, for a townhouse, starting at $1,800 and up.
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh.
So
I couldn't afford that.
yeah. Well, see, my daughter, when her and her husband got married and they found out where he was going to be stationed at once he graduated school, they got to looking and they were already paying like, I think it was like $1,300 for that little 1-bedroom apartment that they had in South Carolina. And
Wow.
the kitchen, you can stand right here and touch the stove and the sink. You know, it's within
Wow.
arm's length. That was it, you know,
Yeah.
for the kitchen. And it was more like a little kitchenette than a kitchen, but it had
Yeah.
all the amenities of a kitchen.
Yeah.
But and the living room and stuff was real tiny. The bedroom was tiny. The bathroom was very tiny, you know. And I'm like, geez. And so when he got stationed to where he's at, they were looking for apartments. And she's like, Mom, we're not paying up to $3,000 for an apartment.
No.
You know, we're just going to see if we can buy a house because it would be cheaper in the long run, you know,
Right.
and at least it'd be something that we own. So that's what they did. And Beverly said, and Beverly lives in West Virginia. So, 1,087 a month.
Wow. That's a house payment to me.
And that's a 1-bedroom, no dining area, kitchen, living room, and a nice bedroom. Wow. Wow, Miss Beverly. But it is crazy. And to know that, you know, people that pay that have to pay that. And now to know that all of a sudden you're going to get added more rent because the cost of the utilities, if your utilities and stuff are included in your rent, well, you might as well expect your rent to go up because the utility bills and gas bills and everything else is going up. And so it's making it really hard on people to even live off their retirement, their Social Security or anything. And that's why you see a lot of people that are homeless because they cannot afford it.
Right.
They just can't afford it.
Right. They, you know, unfortunately, Social Security was never intended to pay for everything. You know, it was only supposed to help.
Right.
But, it's so, you know, I hear people, or I used to, I haven't heard anybody say this lately, but then maybe I'm just, because I'm not working anymore. I'm retired,
Yeah.
so I don't hear people, talk about stuff. But when I was working, I would hear people say, "Oh, they should just get rid of Social Security. I want all that money. I don't want them to save it for me. I want all that money right now because I could invest it better." And I always said, "Oh no, I'm a conservative. I'm a dyed in the wool conservative, but I'm here to tell you, I I see everybody unable to save money. They spend the money that they have.
Yeah.
You get a certain amount of money and you spend it. And unless you force yourself to save it, then you think that when you retire you're going to have enough money to go do stuff. And I
Yeah.
don't go anywhere. I don't go
Yeah.
anywhere, actually. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. I traveled when I was
Yeah.
working.
Now see,
I'm
like
fine with
Beverly here in the chat room is talking about, her rent and how hard it is for her, living on her Social Security. By the time she pays her bills and stuff, she's got to skip buying food. And that's the same way with a few others that are in the chat room, and other ladies that I've talked to. Um, they thought their retirement checks and their Social Security checks and their husband's checks and stuff, they'd be okay, you know. But with everything skyrocketing worse than what it was, in less than the last 5 years, it's just gotten outlandish. Everything has gotten really outlandish. And a couple
right,
of days ago, I went to go fill my car up, and the gas was $2.94 a gallon if you paid cash, and it was $2.99 if you paid with a card. Today, when I went out, it was back up to $3.43 a gallon if you
oh my
paid cash,
goodness, oh my
and
goodness,
$3.59 if you paid with a card.
oh my goodness.
I'm like, that's a big jump in less than
Yeah,
24 to 48 hours,
yeah,
you know. And I said, so I'm glad I topped my car off with gas when I did, but
right,
it's still $20 to fill it up when it used to just take $20 to fill it up when it was bone empty,
right. Yeah,
so
I don't, I live 5 miles, about 5 miles from the grocery store, and it's on a busy, busy road, so I can't walk. And I don't go to the store like, I don't go once a week. I go maybe once every 2 weeks. But
yeah,
I and then there was a couple of times where over the summer where I only went once a month. And that was
right.
okay. But I also have my post office box there. See, I quit getting mail at my house because people were stealing my mail. And
Yeah.
so I got a post office box. Well, I hate to not check my mail but once a month because something important, can come, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the taxes are due tomorrow. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I don't drive hardly at all. I just don't. I think I told my insurance person. They said, "Well, we don't." I said, "I'm not even driving 3,000 miles a year. I'm not driving. I don't think I've put on 500 miles in the last
Yeah.
year." And I said,
Yeah.
"Don't you have like a reduced rate for?" And they go, "Well, you've got the cheapest rate there is."
Yeah.
End
That's
of
what they tell me too.
end of discussion.
Yeah. And then I find out, I read a news article where it says the insurance company that I'm dealing with is fixing to lay off 500 people and shut a couple more doors. And I'm like, what's the point in paying for the insurance?
Right.
But Beverly said, The last time she filled up before she sold her car was at $3.34 a gallon.
Oh,
I
wow.
used to go to the store once a month and only get what I absolutely needed. Well, Beverly, I still do that too, you know. But I mean, I take my daughter back and forth to school because I'm not going to have her walking, even though our city is putting in a lot of sidewalks. I mean, they're expecting a lot of people to do a lot of walking here in the near future because I've
Right.
lived here all my life, except for a few times that I moved away, and never have they ever put a sidewalk walking area along the busy highway out here. Now they got a whole sidewalk that goes from one area out here all the way up to Fort Campbell to the military base. And then
Wow.
when you come down so far, it crosses over, and then it goes up so far, and then it crosses back over to sidewalks. And now that the buses, they don't have enough bus drivers. Anybody that lives within a mile or so of the schools, the kids have to walk, or or the parents have to take them and pick them up.
Right.
So, and I was looking on the predator list, for our area, and it's horrible. It's
Oh, wow.
horrible. And to know that you have, you know, bad villains out there that like to do obscenity things to children, um, I'd be darned if I'd let my child walk.
Right.
She's a
Right.
teenager, but I still prefer to take her. You
Right.
know, but you got some little kids that's parents. Some of them they have to get up and go to work, and they can't take them. So they
Right.
expect them to walk with some of the older kids, but the older kids has got to be at the other school at one time, and then the little kids has got to be at the other school at the other time. So it makes it hard. It makes it hard.
Yeah. Yeah. They need to have the schools open, so that kids can be dropped off or arrive early because
Yeah, they
it's
ain't going to do
because
that.
it's really hard on parents.
And they want it that way. And a lot of these kids across this country are below average when it comes to math. I don't care what grade they're in.
Wow.
Their reading level skills is below average. You know,
Wow.
and they don't really learn a lot about the history of the country. They learn a little bit of stuff here and there, but um, they'd prefer to teach them about other countries versus here.
Right.
So, um, and then they have, you know, certain types of books and schools and stuff that are very inappropriate for kids to be trying to read right now. And I don't
Okay.
care if it's from kindergarten all the way through high school. They're inappropriate for these kids. But
I saw a deal on can't remember. I think it was War Room, Steve Bannon's War Room, where
uh,
these mothers were banding together to get rid of these objectionable books in the school
yeah,
library.
yeah,
Because they complained, and the school said they weren't going to do anything about it because it was high school, and her son didn't have to check those books out. And she was like, you know what? I'm not saying that my son is going to check those books out, but they're there. They
yeah,
shouldn't even be there. Talking about anal rape,
yeah.
terrible
Mm.
stuff, terrible stuff. I
I
didn't,
had
I,
a,
I didn't know if it was okay to say that.
I don't know.
Right. I guess I
But
should have just said men raping boys. There you go. That would work. But anyway.
doing obscenities. Phyllis, yes, honey, that is a lot. Like Phyllis said they just went up on her rent. Now her rent's $2,000,
Oh my gosh, Phyllis, that's
and she
horrible.
lives she lives in Maryland, so in the state of Maryland. So does that tell you anything up there? Um,
Yeah.
uh,
She
it,
needs
it it's
to
crazy.
write
There
a
was
representative complain.
a father. I shared a video of a father at a school board, and he had an inappropriate book in his hand that come from the school library. And he told them at the school board, he had the book up there and was showing it to them, um, and making comments about it. And he also had printed off other books that they had in the library and had them stapled together, and was going over them. And he said, and this is what y'all need to get back to history and science and stuff like that, instead of trying to teach these kids, different things about gender and all this other stuff. He said, so this is
Right.
y'all's fault,
Yeah,
because,
I
the
I
kids
agree.
should be having hardback books to read about history and stuff. But no, y'all did whatever you did with those.
The thing is people complain. The liberals complain. They're like, oh, they're not teaching our kids about all of this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, no, it's okay if little kids don't know about this stuff. It's okay
It's true.
if they're innocent and they don't know about this stuff. But we don't
Yeah.
want them to. We don't want them to. I mean, they do need to be taught about stranger danger, and bad things that bad people can do. But I
Yeah.
don't think they don't need to go into like stories and blah 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 blah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
horrible.
Uh, yeah, it's a whole different generation. You're right. And um, people's way of thinking is so totally different. So totally different. You know, um,
Yeah.
some people are awake. And I was talking to a female security guard the other day at a facility, and um, she had said something to me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm very awake," and she's like, "And I'm very awoke," and I'm like, "No, you mean awake, right?" And she said, "No, I'm woke," and I was like, "Okay,
That's
but you
weird.
get what I'm saying, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying." I said, "So you're awake. You're not woke. You're awake."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I don't think
so
she understood the difference of that because yeah, woke is not awake.
what you woke up to? I woke
Yeah.
up to the Twilight Zone, and I'm
Right.
still trying to figure out how to push the button. It says, "Do not change your TV setting. We are in total control."
Right. Right.
So um, I'm just like, oh wow. You remember how that used to come on, the Twilight Zone, and then they'd have that circle going on. Do not attempt to change your channel. We
Yeah.
are in total control.
Vaguely.
Welcome. You are
Yeah.
now entering the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. My family didn't get a TV. We didn't have a TV, so I didn't get to watch all that stuff.
Yeah.
I thought I was terribly deprived, but
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
no,
No,
I
you weren't.
wasn't. But um, I used to be addicted to TV because I didn't get to see it when I was at home. So
Yeah.
if I ever went to a friend's house and the TV was on, I was like just watching it. I was totally mesmerized. And,
Yeah.
I couldn't wait. When I went to college, there was TVs there in the dormitory lounge, and I would go in there and watch TV, at night or whatever after I was done with my studying and whatever. And then, of course, I bought my own TV. And so, it wasn't until like 2009 or whatever that like February, I guess, February or March of 2009, I was watching TV and I was like, something is not right about about the programming that they're having on TV. It's like, that's not even true. It's just not right. And then
Yeah.
I just was like, you know what? I think that they're trying to brainwash me. And so I just stopped watching. And
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of public television after that. And then I was like, that nice lady on the public television news, and she like tilts her head to the side, or is it like this? She tilts her head to the side and she talks so nice and tells, and has a kind of a worried expression on her face and talking about the news. And I'm like, forget this. I just turned it off. And I had a boyfriend, and I still have the TV. It's sitting in there. And he saw that I had this little TV that was about this big, and he was appalled. And so he bought me for a gift. He bought me this giant TV. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you very much. It sits there. Every so often I'll decide to watch a movie, and I'll put the the disc, the DVD in the player, and I'll watch a movie. But I don't even turn it on. I mean, normally I don't even turn it on. Whereas I know for all those years, I would get up in the morning and turn the TV on, and then I would turn, and then it would, if I was home, the TV would be on and I could hear everything. It was kind of, keeping me company. But, I just, I will admit, I did turn the TV on, right after the 2016 election, because I wanted to hear how it turned out. I was watching on my phone, and the night on the night of the election, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the and
it was an eye opener.
Right. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, I want to know what happened. And I went in there and I turned the TV on, and they said that Donald Trump had won the election. And I was like, oh my gosh, he won.
And then all of a sudden it changed.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, that was you're talking about 2016. Yeah. No.
Yeah. And then 2020.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were dumbfounded with the results of that.
Yeah. But 2020 was a disaster.
Beverly, honey, it's not coming. The twilight zone is already here. Actually, we're beyond the twilight zone. I call it, we live in the world of the Matrix, because that's how we all met, was here in the Matrix. And now we live in this, semi-live in a world of deception. Because that's what I call this stuff right here. The internet is a good thing to have, because you could, it helps in a lot of different ways, but it's got its good points and its bad points. Ain't no doubt about it. Because I've met some really wonderful and lovely people on here, and I've met some not so wonderful and lovely people on here, but it is what it is. People can be anything they want to be behind a computer screen, but in real life, they're totally a total jerk. I mean,
Right.
just gonna say that word. Um, but I've gotten, gotten close with some of the ladies. I've had a lot of backroom chats and stuff and things with a lot of ladies, and they've been good chats. Some of them, would ask me for advice about something or talk to me about something, and I try to give them the best advice I can. Because a lot of people don't like to openly talk about their personal life and stuff. They'd rather talk with somebody in private about that, which is understandable. You
Right.
know. Uh, so, what did Tony say? The Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason and them. Yeah, I used to like that show too. One of these days, Alice, I'm going to send you to the moon. To the moon, Alice. I remember those. But I remember before TV even come out, when they started doing things on the radio and stuff, that would be the big thing. If you had a radio, everybody would gather around the radio and stuff. But mostly my family, they played different instruments. So, we'd do a lot of picking and singing and um, singing gospel music, just blues, and just make up songs out of your head and play them and sing them, you know, just
I
just to
think
have
that's
fun.
awesome. I think that's wonderful. I wish that people would do that more.
Yeah, they don't. Um, National Geographic Wildlife and the vet shows and animal shows. Well, yeah, I know Beverly likes to watch the horse races. She would probably like to go to the Kentucky Derby sometime. But they used to have races here up in the area called Shelbyville, Tennessee. But I noticed when I went to Gatlinburg, we drove through Shelbyville, and where they used to have the horse show and stuff, it looked way off. I don't know if they've been having any shows, races and stuff up there since all this C-19 mess hit or not. I don't think so because I don't recall anybody saying anything about it.
Yeah, we used to have horse races here in Boise, and a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, was one of the pony girls, and so she took care of the horses, and
Uh huh.
but they quit doing that, and I don't even think they do it. I'm wondering, there's another place where I used to work north of here, and they used to have horse races, and I don't even know if they do that anymore there. I think what they did was um, it was too expensive to maintain the track and maintain the stables and all the stuff that they had to do. And so what they went to was some sort of on a screen. um there would they would pipe in, or it would come in as a video, some racetrack somewhere else, and you could
Yeah.
bet on these horses. And I'm like, well, that's not even the same thing at all. It's not even the same thing at all. you know
Right.
Something about the horses and the um excitement of everybody being there in the stands, and you're watching the line there, and
Yeah.
um I don't know, it's not the same if you're like, what, in some room like a bar sort of, and there's all these screens, and you're like betting on some horse on a TV basically.
What?
yesterday we had a CUA in social studies,
Uh-huh.
and we found out what our average was today.
Uh-huh.
88.
Your average is about 88 in social studies.
No, Mama, that's what we got on CUA. Everyone,
Oh, on the countywide assessment.
88.
That's well, 88's not bad, but 100 would have been better on a county assessment. I'm just saying on the county assessment, it would have been 100% would have been better. But still 88, that's not bad, not for social studies.
Right.
There's a place like that in town down from me, not far. Um, wait, what? Oh, she's talking about the racetracks. The cost a lot, and the regulations and guidelines. And um, Beverly said, "Yeah, the Kentucky, my dream is the Kentucky Derby, and I've been to the races in Shelbyville, to the horse races there. Betty's Casino. I don't know where Betty's Casino is. There's a place like that downtown. Not for me. Oh, Betty's Casino. Oh, yeah, they built a casino right over here across the Kentucky state line. I said, that's funny. They put it right outside the military base.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it's just right up the street from the military base.
Hmm.
So, but it's a hotel and gaming room and or casino, whatever you call it in there. I've never been there. Some people here in town, some people that I know have been there, but myself, not me. I don't even play lottery. I won't even spend $1 for a lottery ticket.
Oh, I
So-
tried it. You know, I did it a couple times and I never won a single penny. So I'm like, yeah, that's just, you know, of course you're not going to, for the most part, you're not going to win anything, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So, but, you know, a lot of people play that just in the hopes that they'll be that lucky person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did get a scratch off ticket and play it. And I thought I won $25, but when I took it in, they said I actually won 75. I said, I'll take it. And I ain't played another one since.
Oh, well, good for you for winning. That was a good stroke of luck.
So, I mean, like I said, I thought I only won $25, but it was a $75 one. And I was like,
that's
oh,
good. That's good.
well, I will take it.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to like going and playing bingo. I like playing bingo, but I never
Yeah.
bought a bunch of cards. I'd buy like 2 or 3. That was about it, you know, and stuff, because mostly retired people, just a lot of other people, they kind of depended on trying to win that money. You know, they would go in and spend $25, $30 buying tickets, buying the bingo cards, you know, and have them all stretched out there. And oh boy, you better watch it, man, because some of them will get real irate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to gamble either. Gambling's not a good thing.
No.
Some people seem to think that it is, but you know, they'll gamble with a lot.
It's just
I mean, just look what's going on in world society.
yeah.
They're gambling on stuff. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. It's too
You know?
you know, everything can happen just fine and you might win a little or you might not win anything, but if you gamble too much, you can just get yourself in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, that's good that y'all can play bingo there, Beverly. That's if you like to play it. The stock market is legalized gambling. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the stock market. I don't do that. I just don't have the money available for that. I choose to
Yeah.
spend my money in other ways.
All of it is a setup, even Bitcoin and all that other digital stuff. What do y'all need to think about it? If they take us to a cashless society and put us on a digital currency, they could say they got hacked or whatever, and everybody got wiped out, or they get ticked off about something that you do or say or whatever, and they just stop you from being able to do any transaction. That wouldn't be good.
No.
I mean, what happens to the people that are homeless? What happens to the people that are being forced out because of the cost of living being so high that they can't rent a place? They're
Right.
not being evicted, but they're having to live on the street or out of their vehicle because they can't afford rent.
Right.
Okay. So what happens if they don't use cards, they use cash? What happens then? You just crap out of luck. Well, if you got cash, you're just crap out of luck because you can't use it nowhere. Well, I know a lot of places here in my area, they prefer you to use cash versus a card, and they'll tell you. You can
Right.
get things a little cheaper by using cash than what you can with a card, because
Right.
first of all, you're having to pay two different payments on that card on two different transactions. You pay for the transaction that you make with the card, okay? You're paying for whatever it is you purchased, okay? And then that company that you just scanned that card through is going to charge you, and then your bank is going to charge you, or your credit card company, is going to charge you a fee from that. So you're not coming out ahead, you're losing your butt.
Right.
So whoever came up with the credit card thing, well, they came up with a great scheme right there, because that was a good scheme. I have to hand it to them.
Yeah, that's the
You know.
banks.
And then you have your auto insurance that's going through the roof. Interest payments are going through the roof if you have to pay on your car notes or house notes or a homeowner's insurance, renter's insurance.
Right.
Everything is skyrocketing. And for what? For their own personal
I don't
gain.
know. I guess.
That's what it is, for their own personal gain. So, I try to keep cash on hand. Well, everybody needs to keep cash on hand, because some days you might go into a store and they tell you, well, if you ain't got cash, I can't serve you because cash is all we're taking because the machine's down. And then and that happens a lot. And
Right.
the credit card machines go down, computer system goes down. They can't work the cash register, can't work the gas pumps, depending on what it is, because they put everything on digital. All they got to do is flip that switch and say, oh, well, we got hit by something took out the power. Yeah, the power got hit by a switch that y'all pushed. That's why you want everything fiber optic.
Right. Well, they don't want us to go anywhere. They don't want us to travel. They don't want us to go anywhere. And
No,
that's just
no,
it,
but they can get out here and they can fly from New York to California, and then go from California to wherever and jet set off over into Europe or Spain or Greece or wherever, and have 2 or 3 planes following them with all these vehicles inside of them, these big gas hogs and stuff. Now you're seeing where electric cars are catching on fire because of the lithium batteries or whatever batteries they have in them. I don't know if they're lithium, but anyway, you're seeing that stuff happen. You're seeing a lot of different stuff happening. And yeah, the ATMs, they a lot of these big corporate banks like Bank of America, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, and all these other big name banks and stuff, they're not letting people take out, big chunks of money to do home improvements and stuff. They want you to either use a check or your bank card wherever you go, so that they can say, oh, okay, well, this is what they're doing with this. But now if you go in there and ask for cash, like some of the people in the YouTube community have done, and they told them, well, we can't let you have that. It's my money. Why can I not have it? We don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? You're a bank. You're supposed to have my money. No, it's all being transferred overseas somewhere else, So you have to watch it. You really do. You have to watch it close. And I know a lot of people are saying gold and silver is the thing to have, but again, they know right where to come to take your gold and silver because they're part of it. They own part of that stuff. So,
Right.
you're screwed either way you go. So, and we're all getting jacked around by all this stuff, and it really stinks to high heaven.
Yes, it does.
But you know what? In the end, God wins. God will win in the end.
That's true.
They can run to their secured locations, whether they be above or underground, and because the Lord tells you can run, but you can't hide. And you do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And if you choose to do evil, well, guess what? That's going to come back tenfold on you. So
Right.
best thing to do is just get right with God and stand strong in the faith, and just know that He'll take care of you as long as you do what you got to do to take care of yourself as well.
Right.
So, well, Beverly, you go get you a shower, sweetie. Thank you for joining us tonight. I love you.
Bye,
And
Beverly.
I pray you stay warm and be safe. Because God is the King of all kings.
That's true.
So, irregardless of your belief or your choice of churches or your choice of religion, is still one and the same. So remember that.
Right.
Whether you call Him Father, God, Yahweh, Yahshua, what I can't even think of all the names that people would call Him, but He knows who you're talking about.
Right.
So, love you too, sweetie. Oh. Well, it's after 9 o'clock. We've been on here for 2 hours.
Wow.
StreamYard says 3.
Wow.
Only started at 7. Well, some of you ladies, check your email. You may have gotten an email from me, and I guess I'm going to get ready to shut down the live stream and probably talk with Miss Stephanie back here for a few minutes. But I love you all, and thank you all for joining me tonight. And Miss Stephanie, thank you for joining me up on the panel.
Oh, sure.
And I will try and do another live stream this weekend, or do a live walk and talk over the weekend or something for y'all. Or maybe do a live drive and do the apartment thing and show y'all all the apartments going up here and all this other stuff.
Right.
I'm probably going to get going. I'm kind of sleepy. Well, you might want to check your email. And I love y'all. And y'all have a blessed night.